Let us bow our heads and pray. Dear God, do not, for any reason, ever let me cross paths with a man named Wes Wilson. Because if I ever cross paths with that man, it will not end well. Amen. So now we're back talking about the finale episode of Summer House. I'm going to talk a little bit about the new show In the City at the end of the video, because some of Summer House stuff kind of bleeds into the first episode of In the City. So I will talk about that at the end. I will say I don't know if that's a show I'm going to watch and comment on very much, but I'm not going to get into it right now. I'm going to save that for the end of the video because we need to talk about Summer House first. The major part of this episode that I want to talk about is specifically the conversation that took place between West and Ben. That to me was the pinnacle of like just really pissed me off, and I think just shows so much of like what a terrible human being, in my opinion, that like West has become. I don't know. It's so hard to know if this is just how he's always been. I find that very hard to believe, but I just feel like the fame of this show has really made him such an arrogant douchebag to a level that I don't know. I mean, there's so many fuckboys on Bravo, but at the same time, like, this man is just reaching levels that I just didn't know were possible. Okay, so I really want to get into the conversation that he had with Ben. I'm trying to like recall all the specifics because I did watch it a few days ago, but basically the conversation went a little like this, where he was talking about his kind of relationship with Ciara and how they're sort of on the mend. But once again, I guess this conversation of them renewing their friendship is kind of confusing to me, because I'm like, I feel like you guys are both interpreting friendship in a different way. I don't know, there's something that's like sort of amiss, because it's like friends don't make out with each other. You guys have had a previous relationship, and I think it's hard to like, now you're on the mend being friends again, but then immediately like wanting to jump each other's bones, as Ben said. And that's where the conversation really pissed me off, because West just seemingly admitted to, I don't think ever really being interested in having a relationship with Ciara. And it's like, okay, I'm glad you can acknowledge that that's not really what you wanted now. You should have said that 2 years ago when she asked you straight up, because he's trying to like blame it like, oh, I wasn't like confident enough or whatever to like say it back then. It's like, yeah, but she gave you the out. I've gone back and rewatched that scene. Like, she gave you every opportunity to say, I don't want this to be a serious relationship. She gave you every opportunity to say that, and you didn't. Like, she was like, I don't want to get hurt, I don't want to get played. If you're not interested in pursuing any type of relationship with me, like, I don't see a point in continue, because it's only gonna hurt my feelings. If we continue to get romantically intertwined, my feelings are gonna get hurt, and then it's gonna end bad for you. And you'd think, because I'm sure there are girls out there who are like, have no problem like, you know, wanting to have sex with men and like not get attached or whatever. Like, I'm sure there are girls out there that you could find that you could have casual sex with. If that's what you're looking for, go do that. But like, Ciara straight up telling you, I do not want to have casual sex with you because I genuinely like you. And I know that if we do that, I'm going to feel a certain type of way. She truly gave him like the out, and he purposely, it seems like, kept pursuing her and not really admitting that he wasn't really interested in like being committed to her, because he wanted to have sex with her. It was apparent in that conversation, and it breaks my heart even more, because every time these conversations come up more and more with West, and like even Jesse talking about like, I shouldn't have, you know, said I wanted to make out with her or whatever, you know, I don't know. To me, that was like, I don't think Jesse meant any harm by that conversation. I'm getting a little off track, but I don't think Jesse meant any harm by that conversation. It didn't come across well, but still, I don't think he meant any harm. But I understand also Ciara when she says, it just feels like everybody kind of wants to like sexualize me and take me for a ride. Like, they just want to take me around the block, but they don't actually like really want to get to know me. And it's like, that is so degrading and demeaning. It's like, yeah, she's a beautiful, gorgeous woman, but like, we don't need to just degrade and debase her, like, to just like, oh, she's a sex object, you know? And I think I've seen a lot of Bravo accounts too, like really go in depth about like the sexualization of Black women and how they're debased like that. And just, I don't know. It breaks my heart to think about it. Cause it's just like her saying that was like, it literally made me tear up and cry. Cause it's just like so sad. She's such a beautiful, talented, smart, like driven person, and it's sad that it's like how can this like amazing person not find somebody who genuinely cares about them, and it's not just about their looks or their body, you know? It's crazy. She's just like so cool. I love Ciara so much, and it is so sad to see her like feel like that and like say that on TV, because it's just like, and then when Wes says stuff like that, like, I just want to have sex with her, it's just crazy to me. I'm like, just further proving her point of like, everybody just wants a ride. It's brutal. It's brutal. It's like, I'm kind of like repeating myself a lot, but it's just, it's really hard. Like ever since that confessional where she said that, I just was like, wow, you really start to pick up on that a lot more. I feel like, especially this season, for some reason, it just feels like there's especially this like emphasis on wanting to like, I'm trying to put it nice, like take her for a ride. Like that's just, it really what it feels like. It's just, there's no human emotion in it or anything. It's all just like, we want to ride the Ciara train. And that's just really sad. I don't know a better word, like just taken advantage of. But anyway, going back to the conversation with Ben, it's confusing because there is this like, we're friends now, but I also like, we got a little tipsy and like, now I want to like jump her bones. And then like, where does that, like, I think like it just feels like the only reason he was willing to kind of just like, oh, like, yeah, I just want to like make up and like make this good with her is so I can get back to that place where we can flirt and make out and potentially have sex again. It just feels like he's always trying to just get back to that point where I can just like sort of take advantage of her. And it's sad because it was so painful to watch post that conversation where they like made up and became friends, because it's like, it's weird to see like them say, oh yeah, we want to be friends, and then they're making out. It's like, it's so painful because it's like, why are we going backwards? Like, I know you think you're going forward, but you're really like, you're taking yourself right back to 2 years ago, putting yourself like right back in the situation you were in. And I think that's the even annoying part, is that this last episode to me was also super illuminating in the sense of like, I have seen so many comments since this whole West and Amanda situationship announcement. I've seen so many comments where people just say, well, they're two, you know, grown consenting adults, like West and Ciara haven't dated for years, like what's the big deal? And I'm like, on face value, sure, that seems fine. I don't think it would have been an issue if they had dated, but it's crazy to watch this episode and see that there was definitely a rekindling of emotion, especially like on Ciara's part. West just seems like a complete like sociopath when it comes to like romantic feelings, so I don't know what he feels genuinely, but she obviously started to have feelings for him. They like got drunk and went out, and like they spent the whole night like hanging out and making out at the last episode, practically like jumped each other's bones, like with Jesse in the room with them. And then people have the audacity to say, well, they dated 2 years ago. I'm like, yeah, but did you not watch that episode? Like West, I don't think cared. Like, I just think he was looking to have sex. Like, I don't think he cared about like actually wanting to like pursue her again. He obviously knows that that's not what Ciara really wants. Like, she doesn't want to just, I don't think, like jump in bed with him and not have some type of like commitment. It's clear, like I said, from that episode that she was starting to catch feelings again. And I think thought there was an opportunity to get back to where they were. So it's just hard when people say that, because I'm like, I understand that's like on face value, it looks like this happened 2 years ago, get over it, but it was still actively happening this season. I don't know. And then there was rumors about them potentially having hooked up sometime between the season ending and Amanda and him getting together. So it's like, that's even more painful, is that like you also led her on, potentially maybe hooked up at some point, and then went to hook up with her friend, one of her best friends on the show. So I don't know, I feel like I'm talking in circles, but I just wanted to like specifically talk about that conversation Ben and West had, because to me that just was one of the most like frustrating, annoying things to like, it just pissed me off so badly. It also was so sad and hard to watch, like Ciara and Amanda, like you could tell they weren't sure if they were coming back next season. I believe Summer House got renewed for another season, so I think they are coming back. I don't know who's coming back, but I think the show is returning. And you could tell though at the end of this season, they definitely didn't know if they were going to return. So there's this like sort of goodbye, like we don't know if we're doing this again next year. Especially also now with like In the City being a new show, I think it was sort of turning into like a Vanderpump the Valley sort of thing where it's like, okay, we're just gonna like funnel everybody into the Valley and like do a new show now that everybody's sort of grown up and has kids and whatever. So there was this, I think, uncertainty with everybody of are we coming back or not? And the goodbye between Amanda and Ciara was just so hard to watch because you could see like how much they genuinely like love and like their friendship. But then knowing then what happens with Amanda is just, it's like so painful. It's crazy to see like her just so easily like go and hook up with West after that, and after Ciara has really been there for her to try to mediate between her and Kyle and their divorce and stuff. It's like Ciara has been there for you and she's like being both of your guys' champion, and then you go and treat her like that. It's like really crazy. But and then the other like hug and kiss with West and Amanda was just so, they are trying so hard to make it out like, no, we didn't like get together until like the end of February or whatever. And it's like, okay, but then like what was all of this going on? Because you guys clearly, there was some type of emotional, I don't know if they were physically like cheating or whatever, but there was definitely like emotional something going on, because West doesn't even hug at like Ciara like that. The weirdest hug and kissing, it's just weird. It's so weird. And like how blatant it was. Ugh. But anyway, now I'm going to sort of shift because I'm going to talk about In the City. So I'm going to shift to talking about Kyle and Amanda. The episode also of Summer House ends with them talking about, they kind of go their separate directions because Amanda's like, I'm staying at a hotel. I'm going to take a few days and then I'll meet you at therapy and we'll talk about it then, which felt, I don't know if they talked about it beforehand. It felt very abrupt and I felt like Kyle handled it really well because I would have been like, wait, what? Can we not just like have a moment? Because they like didn't even get to talk all weekend basically. And she actively avoided him at the party the whole time. It was just, I was like, I understand she doesn't want to like get in an argument with him again, but like she also just didn't make any sense because like I said in my last video, she wouldn't like let him apologize for anything. Like he kept saying sorry regardless of how genuine it was or not. He kept saying sorry and you just were like, that's not what you should be apologizing for. Then what do you want him to apologize? Like what specifically are we talking about? If it's not like the argument, the fight and everything, like what is it? And she just would like not have she just avoided the whole thing. Ugh. Honestly, Kyle's not a saint. I do not defend Kyle's actions. However, Kyle, you're so much better off not being with Amanda. I mean, genuinely. And it was so hard watching that scene too, because I remember at the beginning of the season, right before it started, they made their announcement that they were separated and getting a divorce. And I remember being really sad when I saw that, because even though a lot of people were like, fuck Kyle, yes Amanda, you know, like they were Ariana Maddoxing her, which I don't blame them. People were hyping her up and being like, good riddance, he's a trash bag, you know, blah, blah, blah. I remember it's like, yes, I think it's maybe better that they split up. However, it still was upsetting because I'm like, I don't want to see them get divorced. There was a point where I think they really did love each other and care about each other. And it's just hard to like watch people like you've watched for so long on the TV show and fall in love. It's hard to watch that fall apart. And even though I know that's like kind of parasocial or whatever, but it's like, I don't want to see them break up. So it's like, regardless of how you feel about Kyle or Amanda, it was hard. And then seeing this last episode and seeing them talk was so weird because I really was like, wow, I feel like there's no emotion there anymore. Like, I feel like it really was like, I don't see the love between them. Maybe they could say they loved each other. You know, they always say love just ain't enough. Sometimes love just isn't enough. And I think in that situation, it just really, it's like, no matter how much you like maybe think you love that person, it doesn't outweigh all of the bad things. And I think in that situation, it became apparent to me that it was like, wow, any love that is left here is not going to save this situation. And it just really felt like the emotions had sort of broken between them. And I don't know, that was just the first time to me it became apparent it's not gonna end well. And I mean, even though I already know that as a viewer, even if they hadn't announced that, I would have been like, it's over. Like, I've never seen them be quite so. And even in the city, I think Amanda says something about her therapist making a comment of like, you guys don't even like each other or whatever, you guys like hate each other or something like that. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of how it feels like. Like, it feels like the disdain or like the hatred kind of outweighs the, maybe not hatred, I don't know, I can't think of a good word right now, but the dislike of each other really just outweighs any love that there is. And it kind of, it overshadows it so much that it's like, I don't think you guys love each other anymore. I think that has kind of evaporated from this situation. So, and now I'm gonna roll into, because all of this kind of rolls into in the city. I'm not gonna lie, right off the bat, I don't think I'm gonna watch this show. I mean, maybe I'll watch a couple more episodes. I don't think I'm really gonna comment on them on here. I quite frankly hated the first episode. It was not intriguing to me in the slightest, unless it specifically had to do with any Summer House related issues. Like, I just didn't care. I was like, these people seem awful and annoying. I can't put my finger on what it is exactly. Or maybe it's just the way the shows are produced. I don't know. There's something about it. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, but because like right off the bat, I'm like so not interested. And like Danielle is like back and CEO and founder of what? I'm not even a Lindsay stan, but I hate Danielle. I just cannot stand Danielle like at this point. And I'm like, why did they bring her back? She's not interesting. Sorry, I'm being like a big hater right now, but it wasn't even just Danielle, because also right off the bat, Kenny, I can't stand him. Maybe that would change right off the bat. I'm getting like really bad vibes from him. His energy and stuff is like really putting me off of the show too. And I feel like there's just so many characters on that show that are like, it just feels like such a jumbled mess, like of people that don't fully connect. Like, I don't even know why Amanda's on the show, because in the first episode, the only person I think she even talked to was Lindsay. Besides Kyle, she talked to Lindsay. I can't think of, oh, I guess she went out with like Lindsay and the other girls, but like, she really doesn't engage with anybody else, it seems like. So it's like, what is the purpose of you being here? Just so we can see you moving out of your apartment with Kyle? But oh my God, this scene where Kyle, they're walking to the party and Kyle, she's like, oh, I'm hot. And he's like, well, you're wearing a fucking raincoat. And she's like, it's not a raincoat. I'm like, and they pan down to her outfit. I was like, girl, who the hell put that outfit together for you? Because what the fuck are you wearing? She's wearing like a Lululemon headband with like this ugly, it literally is like a raincoat. It's like a cropped like trench coat thing. I'm like, what the fuck are you wearing? With like baggy jeans. I'm like, girl, get a better stylist. I don't know what the fuck. It's like, I used to think Amanda's clothes were cute. Like, she inspired me because she used to wear like just tank tops all the time on Summer House. And I'm like, okay, now I wear tank tops because Amanda wears tank tops. But now when I see her outfits, I'm like, what the hell are you wearing? Like, you look crazy. You look like an insane person. Like, what? But right off the bat, the episode starts with them, well, it's kind of a flash forward to now, which I was like, wow, I didn't think we were going to get newer news or information on the show. So I'm wondering if there will be some stuff on the tail end of the season regarding the Wes situation. But it's also hard because like Wes is not on the show. And now that she's moving out with Kyle, it's like, so like, what is she even going to be on the show at all? Because she's never going to go anywhere. She's never going to meet up with anybody. She doesn't go anywhere. So anyway, but they start with a flash forward to like that announcement being made and Kyle talking to her about her and Wes' relationship. And he kind of brings up like, was this going on last year when we were on Summer House? She immediately kind of like points back at him like, well, you cheated on me. And it's like, yeah, we get that. And I think Kyle did a good job of like he didn't even seem like he was mad about it, but it was just like, it would be interesting to know if you had been emotionally, like having an emotional affair with Wes during that time. Like obviously Kyle doesn't have much of a leg to stand on because he was doing inappropriate stuff as well, but I also don't blame him for being like, while hooking up and having sex with somebody is bad, having an emotional affair and like fully cheating on somebody that way is also pretty bad. Like that is also a bad thing. And like, I don't know. It's also valid for him to be a little peeved, but like he doesn't have much of a leg to stand on, like I said. But at the same time, the way she like deflects it, it's like, well, okay, just because I did it doesn't make it okay for you to do it. Also, I saw people saying that she claimed there was a video of him making out with somebody, even though that previously she said there wasn't a video, but now all of a sudden there is a video. I don't know. I don't know what's true. I don't know. Regardless of what, you know, that video of him making out with somebody, like he obviously did things that made her feel uncomfortable too, because it's like he was going out and hanging out at fans' houses at all hours of the night. Like that, regardless of what you were doing there, that's so weird. That is so weird for a grown-ass man to be doing that with like young 20-year-old women. The majority of people who watch Bravo are young women, so you going out and spending time with like young fans' houses is just weird. Anyway, so yeah, there was a little flash forward to that, and then I'm really only talking about like Kyle and Amanda's situation because to me that was like the only thing interesting that even happened on the episode. But then there was, I think, a preview for the next episode. I think it was, or maybe it was on this episode, where she was like packing up all of her stuff into boxes because she announced she was moving out on their anniversary. And also like Amanda was trying to like, of course, make Kyle look like a bad guy by saying like, well, he wanted a bunch of back rent. It's like, well, if you weren't contributing to the relationship at all, like financially or whatever, I mean, that's a weird one to me because I'm of the opinion that like, if you're in a relationship, like your finances are one. If you're married, I should say, not if you're just like dating. Dave Ramsey, this is so dumb, but like Dave Ramsey has this quote where he says, when you become married, you become French. Everything is we. So to me, it's like, there is no yours or whatever, like when it comes to like being married and your finances. So to me, it's like, well, the fact that you weren't contributing in any way, it seems like it's just, I don't know, unless there was some type of agreement, I don't know, but it seems like she wasn't really contributing financially to them. And especially since he is in the hole with his company, it's like, yeah, should probably help pay the rent or something, you know, keep the lights on. I don't know, like it's just crazy that, I don't know. Anyway, I don't know their financial situation. I just thought that was like really weird and interesting. But anyway, there was a scene where she was like packing up all of her stuff into boxes after she said she was gonna like move out. And I just was like watching her pack up all this stuff. I was like, oh, she's not coming back. If she's packing up all of her stuff to just move out for a month, like that's a lot. To just like pack up all your shit to move out for only a month. Like, come on. She knew she was leaving and she was so excited too. She was like, oh yeah, I'm just leaving your ass. You don't get a say in it. Like, I'm going. So she knew, I feel like she knew months ago. She was like, I'm out. But she won't say that. Ugh. She makes me so mad. But anyway, it just makes me so mad. It's like, if you don't want to be in this relationship anymore, like get out, just divorce him. Like don't, but she, like Kyle said, she wants him to be the one to like make the move to get divorced, not her. So, which is proving to be pretty accurate. So anyway, I'll stop yapping. I will hopefully, I'm going to be out of town again. I'm going to try to make a video of me reacting to the reunion because I really, really, really want to talk about the reunion. I'm kind of wondering how many parts it's going to be. I don't know if they've said that yet. I'm hoping it's like 3 parts, but that would be awesome. But when that comes out this week, I will definitely talk about it. Hopefully the first one will be good and interesting. I'm assuming it will be because it seems like they really only talked about the whole West Amanda situation. So I'm really looking forward to watching that and talking about it here with you guys. I don't know what else to say, so I'll see you in the next one. Bye!